and final game of this opening day pits the 7th seed Saints of Thomas More from Crestview Hills, Kentucky, against the number two seed Capital Crusaders from Columbus, Ohio. Jim Measle here, along with our producer director Trent Lewis, as we get ready for this final game of the first day of this regional tournament. And it's been a day of surprises thus far, as we have this 2-7 contest about ready to commence. We've had two lower seeds defeat higher seeds. The big upset took place this morning as the number one seed Trine Thunder, a team that had lost only 3 games all season, they were beaten by the 8 seed Anderson Ravens 5-1. Anderson came in 25-15, but they got the victory this morning, and so they advanced to a 2 o'clock game tomorrow Eastern Time against Aurora. Aurora, a 4 seed, rallied to defeat Mount Union 2-1. Aurora getting their 38th victory of the season. So Anderson will face Aurora at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. In the game preceding this one, Allegheny, the number 6 seed in the tournament, they knocked off the number 3 seed John Carroll 4-0. So Allegheny will play at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon Eastern Time against the winner of this game between Capital and Thomas More. The loser of this game will play at noon tomorrow against John Carroll in the loser's bracket in an elimination game. Capital, the number 2 seed in this tournament, they come in with a record of 34-10. Thomas More at 24-17. Once again, the Saints are the number 7 seed in this tournament. Cloudy skies as we start. Radar showing that showers are on the way, but hopefully we'll get this game in before any precipitation falls here in Angola. It's been a very nice day up until now. Lots of sunshine and summer-like temperatures, getting up to around 80 degrees this afternoon, but it feels like things have cooled off a little bit now with the clouds moving in. Thomas More, the visiting team, they're in the first base dugout. Capital University Crusaders, the home team, and they're over there in the third base dugout. So we'll take a look at the starting lineups here. And first off, we'll take a look at the starting lineups for the Saints of Thomas More. As soon as we can get to their page here in the program. Leading off will be the center fielder, Ashley Fletcher. Batting second is the second baseman, Hannah Curtis. Batting third, the right fielder, Mamie Solzer. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, Alex Walter. Batting fifth will be the first baseman, Stephanie Turner. Batting sixth is the shortstop, Anna Walter. Batting seventh, the DP, Haley Shoemake. Batting eighth will be the pitcher, Ronnie Burns. And batting ninth will be the left fielder, Katie Luck. And the flex player will be the catcher, Megan Bowman. For the Crusaders of Capital University, the starting lineup looks like this. Leading off and playing at shortstop will be Devin Boggs. Batting second is the center fielder, Kelsey Swain. And batting third for the Crusaders will be the first baseman, Lexi Majoy. Batting fourth is the catcher, Mara Rose. Batting fifth and playing in left field, Leanna Cotton. Batting sixth will be the second baseman, Brooklyn Staten. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Sarah Nist. Batting eighth, the right fielder, Katie Neely. And batting ninth is the DP, Caitlin Simpson. Pitching today for the Crusaders is Brooke Billings. Nan Payne, the coach of the Crusaders. Coach Payne in her 15th season. Lindsay Bramhall is the head coach of the Thomas More Saints. Again, Thomas More Saints from Crestview Hills, Kentucky. Capital Crusaders from Columbus, Ohio. And again, cloudy skies, as you can see, here in Angola. By the way, for your information, there are no lights in this field, so hopefully we can get this game in without darkness becoming a factor. It was mostly sunny in the first two games. The clouds began to roll in the last game, and now we have mostly cloudy skies here in Angola, with the threat of rain moving in later tonight. Weatherman calling for cooler temperatures tomorrow in the 60s after they got up to around 80 today. And by Sunday, Sunday they're calling for highs only in the low 50s. Let's give you some information here on Capital University. If I can get to the right page here, we'll be all set. Capital making their fourth ever appearance in the NCAA Division III softball tournament after earning an at-large bid to the tournament. Crusaders are 34-10 overall. They claimed the Ohio Athletic Conference regular season title for the first time since 2002 and finish as the OAC tournament runner-up. The Crusaders last appeared at the NCAAs in 2002 when the team was eliminated after 3 games. Capital also received berths to the tournament in 1997 and 91. Entering postseason play with 15 straight victories, the Crusaders extended that streak to 16 with a 3-2 walk-off victory over Marietta in the team's first OAC tournament game. Capital, which hosted the 4-team tournament as the number 1 seed, was knocked off in its next game 9-5 by eventual champion Mount Union. After a sound 10-2 triumph over John Carroll to begin play in the OAC tournament, the Crusaders let a 1-run lead slip away in the championship round, falling 5-3 to the Purple Raiders. Following conclusion of play, senior shortstop Devin Boggs, sophomore center fielder Kelsey Swain, and sophomore pitcher Elisa Patsnick were named to the all-tournament team. Again, Capital University, their coach is Nan Payne with a record of 374, 229, and 3 in 15 years at Capital. They have a 6-6 record in NCAA play. A school of over 3,800 enrollment in Columbus, Ohio. And we may have a little time to talk about Thomas More here as we get ready for this game here. Again, it's the last game, the final game of 4 here today in Angola. And we'll talk more about Thomas More a little bit later as it looks like we're ready to get going here. Ashley Fletcher leads things off for Thomas More. Again, Thomas More, the visiting team, Capital, the home team. And we're set to go here in this first round regional contest. First pitch of the ball game, it's bunted. Scooped up by the pitcher. The throw to first is in time. They get the out at first. First pitch of the game. Brooke Billings has to make the play. She had to wait for her first baseman to cover the bag before she threw it. So 1 pitch and 1 out. Hannah Curtis, the second baseman for Thomas More, steps in. Billings rocks and fires. First pitch is low for ball 1. 1 out, nobody on base. Top of the first inning. We are just underway here in Angola. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike on Curtis. Winner moves on to the 4 o'clock game tomorrow. Pitch is high for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count, 1 out. The pitch. There's a drive in the right field, but it hangs up for the right fielder, and making the catch is Neely for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. Mamie Salzer bats now for Thomas More. Salzer the batter. Freshman from Erlanger, Kentucky. Ground ball foul on the third base side, strike 1. Salzer batting .376 on the season, 3 homers and 28 RBIs. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Inside, they say. Well, let's see here. What does the scoreboard say? 1 ball, 1 strike, apparently. Oh, now they put up 2 strikes. All right, that last pitch was a strike. The 0-2. And a high pop fly could be in play. And the third baseman makes the catch for the final out of the inning. That's Sarah Nist, who had room in front of her dugout to make the catch. A lot of friendly faces over there helping out Sarah. And 1-2-3 goes Thomas More in the top of the first inning. After a half inning, the Thomas More College Saints nothing, and the Capital Crusaders are coming to bat. The Thomas More College Saints at 24-17 enter this year's NCAA Division III softball championships as the President's Athletic Conference Championship Tournament champions. The Saints won the PAC tournament with 3 straight wins as the number 4 seed. Junior pitcher Ronnie Burns, who is in the circle right now, pitched all 3 games in the PAC tournament as she had an ERA of 0.70, had 14 strikeouts and 20 innings of work. In the 3 games of the tournament, freshman right fielder Mamie Salzer batted .500 with 4 RBIs. Thomas More had a 7-game winning streak in the middle of the PAC schedule and is currently riding a 5-game winning streak for the season. Burns leads the pitching corps with a 1.87 ERA and a record of 14-8. Junior third baseman Alex Walter leads the team at the plate. She's batting .470 with 9 doubles, a homer, and 23 RBIs. This is the Saints' 5th NCAA Division III tournament appearance and 3rd under 5th-year head coach Lindsey Bramhall. Thomas More has a combined 2-8 record in the NCAA tournament. Its previous appearances in 2005, 2006, 2009, and 2010. During the 2009 season, the Saints posted a 2-2 record at the Greencastle, Indiana Regional, where they finished as the regional semifinalists. All right, Devin Boggs leads things off for Capital in the bottom half of the first inning. As Thomas More went down 1-2-3, and an illegal pitch called here. Well, we saw that this morning in the Trine game as Andy Gaskell was called for several illegal pitches, their number 1 pitcher. So it's 1-0, the count on Boggs following that illegal pitch. That's high for ball 2. 2-0 the count. No score, bottom half of the first inning. Cloudy skies right now with a threat of rain in the air. Ball 3, 3-0 to the leadoff batter, Devin Boggs for Capital. Trying to get aboard here in the bottom half of the first inning, no score. Burns deals. Strike call, 3 balls and a strike as Boggs was taking all the way on that one. 3-1 the count. Now the 3-1 by Burns. There's a swing and a drive down the right field line. That one's deep towards the fence. It's out of here! A home run for Devin Boggs down the right field line. And Capital grabs a 1-0 lead. A solo homer for Boggs. Well, that's a good way for the Crusaders to start this game. So Devin Boggs with a home run down the right field line. 1-0 favor the Capital Crusaders. Kelsey Swain bats now. Burns trying to shake it off. First pitch is high, ball 1. For Boggs, that's her 13th homer of the season and 52nd RBI. That young lady's got some power. The 1-0. Strike is called. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swain bats .437. 22 RBIs and a homer this season. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a foul out of play. It hits the press box, but they're awake up there now on the third base side. 1-2 the count. As a team, Capital is hitting .352 for the season. 1 ball, 2 strikes, a run in, nobody out. And a foul ball down the left field side, out of the reach of the left fielder, Luck. The count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cloudy skies right now in Angola. Radar showing some showers off to our west. Better chance of showers and thunderstorms tonight here in Angola. Hopefully the precipitation will be out of here by the time the tournament resumes tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock Eastern. And that one, oops, well, that may be a YouTube moment there, Trent. What? Pitch slipped out of the hands of Burns, and that's going to be obviously a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Foul out of play. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Maybe a not so top 10 play on SportsCenter. I don't know. I'll stick with the YouTube moment. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Called strike 3. Whoa. Burns came back after her little problem there with the pitch when it slipped out of her hands, and she painted the black with that pitch. Swain out for window shopping. 1 out. Let's see, Majoy steps in now, first baseman. 1 out, nobody on base. And a high fly ball to right field. Right fielder comes in and makes the catch. Salzer for out number 2. Mora Rolls, the Capital catcher, the cleanup hitter, steps in now. A leadoff homer for Devin Boggs, and Capital with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom half of the first inning. First pitch is a strike called. 0-1 the count. Well, with the sun gone, we can see the lights in the scoreboard out there in right center. Kind of a tough time looking at that scoreboard with the sun out. That one's out of play. 0-2 the count. 1-0 Crusaders over the Saints here in the bottom half of the first inning. Oh, 2 the count. 2 outs, nobody on base. Here's the pitch by Burns, and there's a drive to left field. This one's well tagged. Back to the fence. Off the fence it goes. And it was hit so hard, and it hit the fence, and the fly rolls, has to check in with a single. She hit the ball so hard, she cannot advance to second base. It hit the fence on the fly, and she made the turn at first and decided with the play in front of her to stay at first base. So Rose is on first with 2 outs, and here's Leanna Cotton, the left fielder for Capital. 1-0 Capital, bottom half of the first. And a high fly ball deep center field, but not deep enough. Caught by the center fielder right in front of us, Ashley Fletcher, for out number 3. So Capital managed to hit some balls hard in that first inning. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 runner left. After the first inning here in Angola, as we start to feel a few sprinkles now, it's Capital 1 and Thomas More 0. Due up for Thomas More in the top of the second, they're 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Alex Walter, Stephanie Turner, and Anna Walter. Again, recapping the action from earlier today in the first 3 games. Number 8 seed Anderson beat Trine in the opener 5-1. Then it was the 4 seed Aurora beating the 5 seed Mount Union 2-1. And in the game before this one, the 6 seed Allegheny knocked off the 3 seed John Carroll 4-0. Again, the winner of this game will play at 4 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow against Allegheny. The 2 o'clock game in the winner's bracket tomorrow will have Anderson against Aurora. In the loser's bracket, it'll be Trine against Mount Union in the first game at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning Eastern. And then the second elimination game at noon will have John Carroll against the loser of this contest. Well, with Trine losing this morning, the number 1 seed and the number 2 team of the country going into the loser's bracket immediately, that's got to raise the hopes of several other teams here. And I would imagine when other teams involved in this tournament and their fans heard that score this morning, there were a few raised eyebrows as Anderson came in here and got the job done. Alex Walter bats for Thomas More to lead things off in the top of the second. The first pitch is outside, ball one. Brooke Billings put him down in order in the first inning. Now facing the cleanup hitter for Thomas More. That's ball two, 2-0 the count. 1-0 Capital as we play the top of the second. That's low for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Thomas More trailing 1-0 here in the second. Outside, ball 3, 3-1 to Alex Walter. Leading hitter on the team, batting .470 this season. 23 RBIs and a homer. She's walked 22 times. And on 3-1, she drops it in the right field for a base hit. Walter with a leadoff single here in the top of the second inning for Thomas More. First hit of the game for the Saints. Stephanie Turner bats now. .296 hitter, 15 RBIs in the season, and she will more than likely be bunting here to try and get Alex Walter in the scoring position. No offer, and it's a ball low and outside, ball one. So Brooke Billings, after setting the side down in order in the first inning, gives up a leadoff single here in the second. And there's a strike, I do believe. Yes, it is. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're here in center field, and our view of the umpire was blocked by the catcher. We didn't see that right arm go up. 1 ball, 1 strike. No attempt to bunt. Takes it outside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Then again, Stephanie Turner is the number 5 hitter in your lineup, so maybe figuring that maybe she can get something going here with the bat. And there's a drive into the gap in right center. It's going to go all the way to the fence. Walter is on her way to third. She'll be held up there. And it's a double. It's a double for Turner. So now the Saints have something brewing here in the top of the second. Their first 2 batters have reached. Alex Walter is on third. Stephanie Turner is on second. Nobody out. Here's Anna Walter. She is a .277 hitter. 17 RBIs on the season. A double for Turner. That's her 7th double of the season, by the way. Second and third for the Saints. Nobody out. Capital leading 1-0, but the lead is rather tenuous right now. So here's Anna Walter with a chance to maybe put her team into the lead in the second inning. First pitch is a strike called. 0-1 the count. Quite a different inning here in the second than in the first inning for Brooke Billings. Set the side down 1-2-3 in the first, but the first 2 have reached in this frame. There's a foul ball. 0-2 the count on Anna Walter. Haley Shoemake waits on deck for Thomas More. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Outside for a ball. 1-2 the count. Action resumes at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, Eastern Time. 4 more games on Saturday, starting at 10 in the morning Eastern. The 1-2. Low, ball 2, 2-2 the count. 1-0 Capital here in the top of the second, but Thomas More with a big-time threat. Second and third, and nobody out. 2-2 on Anna Walter. And that's going to be foul on the third base side. Count remains even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, they're still tailgating behind us here. They've been tailgating back there all afternoon. You would think they'd bring Trent and I a burger. The 2-2. And a pop-up. That's playable on the infield. Third baseman squeezes it for out number 1, Sarah Nist, and obviously no advance by the runners. So Walter pops out for the first out of the inning. Alex Walter is on third. Stephanie Turner still on second. Haley Shoemake will bat now. Batting .297 for the season, 4 homers, 19 RBIs. And a strike called to Shoemake as Brooke Billings is trying to get out of a real tight spot here in the top of the second. Second and third now for Thomas More, 1 out. Swing and a miss. Whoa, pull the string on that baby. Whoa, little yo-yo action there. 0-2 the count. Billings ahead of the hitter. 0-2. That's high for a ball. Kind of a waste pitch there. Fish weren't biting. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Shoemake. 1-2, 1 out. Second and third. Ball 2 outside. 2-2. Again, Shoemake laid off that pitch. That was just outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Capital on top, 1-0, top of the second. 2-2 pitch is coming. Ground ball foul, third base side. We'll do it all over again. Jim Measle here in Angola, Indiana. Trent Lewis, our producer director in the bucket. Just to my left here. Head cameraman as well. Well, he's the only cameraman. Here's the 2-2. There's another foul. So Shoemake battling Billings now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. She's fouled off a couple of good pitches to stay alive. After falling behind 0-2, has worked the count back to 2-2. Second and third, 1 out. Here it comes again. There's a drive to left field. Deep. That should get the run home. And a diving catch by the left fielder. Has to flip it to the center fielder. The tag at third. Scoring on the play is Alex Walter. What a sensational catch by Leanna Cotton. Oh, she was in tall cotton on that one. She then flipped the ball to the center fielder, Swain, since Cotton was in no position to throw, and there was no advance by Turner at second base. But we're tied 1-1. 2 outs, a runner on second. Ronnie Burns the batter. That's going to be the first pitch is a ball inside. So a diving catch by Cotton more than likely saved a run there for Capital. 1-0 the count with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. And if Billings can get out of this inning with just 1 run allowed, that'll be a big lift for the Crusaders because it was second and third and nobody out for Thomas More. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Billings fighting back after surrendering hits to the first 2 batters in this inning. Trying to retire her pitching counterpart. And she does. Strike 3. What a job by Brooke Billings to get out of that jam. Thomas More did get a run, but that's it. 1 run, 2 hits, and a runner left. After an inning and a half here in Angola in this NCAA Division III Women's Softball Regional Contest. It's the Saints of Thomas More 1, the Crusaders of Capital 1. Staten, Nist, and Neely, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, due up for the Capital Crusaders in the bottom half of the second inning here in Angola. Once again, the winner of this tournament moves on to the national tournament in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. If you get a chance to check out Eau Claire, Wisconsin, if you can download the official program online, what a beautiful community that looks like. So we move to the bottom half of the second, game tied 1-1. Capital University, coached by Nan Payne, 274, 229, and 3 in 15 seasons. And Lindsey Bramhall coaches Thomas More College, 131 and 78 in 5 seasons. 4th appearance for Capital in the NCAA tournament, 6 and 6 in postseason play. Thomas More making their 5th appearance. They're 2 and 8 in postseason play. Capital comes in with a record of 34-10, the number 2 seed in this regional. Thomas More, the 7th seed, with a record of 24-17. Bottom half of the second in Angola on a cloudy early evening now. The sun has gone away. Clouds have rolled in. And it's cooled off a little bit, and I just felt a drop of rain. Just a little drop of rain on the left cheek. Here's Brooklyn Staten to lead things off for Capital in the bottom half of the second. And there's a bunt. Fielded, foul territory. And a few drops of rain now falling. Nothing serious yet. 1 strike on Staten. 1-1 tie, bottom half of the second. The next pitch is in for a strike. 0-2 the count. Another drop. Yep. At least Trent's covered. That's the most important thing. And the equipment. I'm not. The pitch. That one's high for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Staten. Brooklyn batting .357 this season. 46 RBIs. Next pitch is low for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Staten, Nist, and Neely due up for Capital here in the bottom half of the second, and a few more drops of rain falling now. Well, the weatherman said late this afternoon, and by golly, he was right. And a pop-up, playable, out. 1 away. Alex Walter, the third baseman, squeezing it for the first out. 1 up and 1 down here in the bottom half of the second. Sarah Nist bats now. Sarah batting .292. 19 RBIs and 2 homers. Devin Boggs let things off with a home run over the right field fence for Capital in the bottom half of the first inning. Thomas More tied the game at the top of the second. The first pitch is a ball, I do believe. No, they called it a strike. 0-1 the count. And the umbrellas pop up as the rain starts to fall here in Angola. There's a foul ball. 0-2 the count. 1 out, nobody on base here in the bottom half of the second inning. Game tied 1-1. Light rain falling now here in Angola. 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on base. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Nist goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. Second strikeout for Burns. Here's Katie Neely, the right fielder for Capital, the number 8 batter in the lineup for the Crusaders. 2 outs and nobody on base. Game tied 1-1 here in the bottom half of the second. First pitch is outside, ball 1. You can probably see behind home plates. Many of the spectators have opened up their umbrellas. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, nobody on base. Here's the pitch by Burns. Ground ball, shortstop. Nice play on the first in time. Excellent play there by the shortstop for Thomas More. Anna Walter made sure that ball wasn't going to come up on her. Was anticipating maybe a bad hop, but she stayed with it and got the out at first, and nothing across for Capital in the bottom half of the second inning. We've played 2 innings here in Angola in this regional tournament game in the NCAA Division III Women's Softball Tournament. It's Thomas More 1, Capital 1. And we move to the third here in Angola. The 9 1-2 hitters for Thomas More: Luck, Fletcher, and Curtis. Again, a light rain falling here in Angola, but certainly nothing to stop the game. You can play in this light rain. You can keep playing in this light rain. You don't have to stop the game and wait things out. This field can take a lot of moisture. The only time you really would stop is if the rain is heavy enough to make the field unplayable, or if there's lightning in the area. Nothing like that right now, just light rain falling. Just enough to get the pavement wet. Katie Luck steps in. Her first trip to the plate in this game for Thomas More. 1-1 tie as we move to the top of the third here in Angola. Luck, a left-hand batter, facing Brooke Billings. First pitch, a strike, 0-1. Luck, Fletcher, and Curtis for the Saints of Thomas More in the top of the third. Here's the 0-1. Bunted, foul, strike 2. And they're still tailgating behind us here. They've been there all day. They're not stopping for a little rain. Here's the 0-2, and the rain starts to pick up in intensity now. Outside, ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Outside for a ball, evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and two the count. And there's a foul out of play. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Thomas More 1, Capital 1 here in the top of the third. Thomas More from Crestview Hills, Kentucky, enrollment of 1,900 at that school. There's a drive and a base at the right center. It's going to shoot the gap. Extra bases for Luck. And she's got a stand-up double. Katie Luck with a leadoff double. Second extra base hit for the Saints, so Luck is on second. You could say that Luck is on Thomas Moore's side right now, but then again, maybe you shouldn't. Ashley Fletcher steps in for Thomas More. Runner on second and nobody out. Saints and Crusaders tied 1-1. There's a bunt. Pitcher off the mound. Billings has one play to first in time. The runner moves over to third. The sacrifice is successful. Fletcher did her job, moving the runner over. One away now for Thomas More in the top of the third. Hannah Curtis will bat. She fly to right her first time up. Light rain falling in Angola. The umbrellas opened up by some of the spectators. 1 out, a runner on third. Thomas More with a chance to take the lead here in the top of the third inning. First pitch is ball 1 to Hannah Curtis. Curtis back in the right-hand batter's box. Here's the 1-0. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. Curtis has just 6 RBIs this season, batting .261. Looking for RBI number 7 right now. And it's outside, throw down the third, and back standing up easily is Luck, who opened this inning with a double to right center. Luck is on third with 1 out. A 2-1 count on Curtis. There's a drive. That's going to go foul. 2-2 the count. Cloudy skies right now in Angola. Feels like the rain has stopped. Well, a couple more drops falling. So it's just a very light rain falling in Angola right now. 2-2 the count. 1 out. And it's high for a ball. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mamie Salzer waits on deck for Thomas More. 1-1 tie, top of the third, but the Saints are threatening. Here comes the payoff pitch. And a pop fly. The third baseman makes the catch for out number 2. That's Nist. So a big out recorded there. Curtis pops out for out number 2, and now it's going to be up to Salzer, who fouled out the third baseman, her first time up. Luck opened the inning with a double. She was sacrificed to third. But a pop-out has left things up to Salzer here with 2 outs. And a drive, foul, down the third base line. Saints are hoping she can straighten that one out. 1 strike on Salzer. We're tied 1-1 here in the top of the third. 4th and final game of the opening day of this NCAA Division III Regional Women's Softball Tournament. Another foul, third base side, and the count goes to 0-2. Thomas More, the visiting team, in the first base dugout. Capital, the home team, on the third base side. Light rain continues to fall here in Angola at Trine University. There's a pitch high for a ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trine University again hosting a major NCAA Division III women's event. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Another foul. Look out. Well, they're awake down there. I'll tell you what, that's about 3 of them in that dugout, and somebody's going to start waving a white flag here pretty soon. 1-2 the count with 2 outs and a runner on third. Game tied 1-1, top of the third. 1-2 the count on Salzer. Luck, the runner on third, trying to come home and give Thomas More the lead. Here's the pitch. Ball 2. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big pitch coming up here. Runner on third, 2 outs. 2-2. Foul behind home plate. Salzer stays alive. The drama builds. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. 1-1 tie, top of the third. Another 2-2 from Billings. Ball 3. 3-2. If Salzer gets aboard, Alex Walter will bat, and she has a single in this game. And she's the cleanup hitter. Billings needs to throw a strike, the payoff pitch. And another foul, and I'll tell you, that's a real battle going on right now between Salzer and Billings. Count remains full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And we'll have another payoff pitch coming. And another foul. The battle continues. Billings keeps making good pitches, and Salzer keeps spoiling them. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third for Thomas More. Another payoff pitch is coming. Pop, fly. Will it stay in play? Nope, it's out of play. Third base side. Mercy. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Who's going to blink first? Another payoff pitch. Ball 4. Salzer with a tremendous at-bat. Gets a walk, keeps the inning going. Luck on third, Salzer on first, 2 outs. Alex Walter singled and scored. Scored on a sac fly by Shoemake. Now first and third, and time is called. The home plate umpire walking towards the Thomas More dugout for some reason. Oh, she's needs some more balls. They're running out. They've had so many foul balls here. They're almost out. All right. First and third for Thomas More. 2 outs. Walter steps into the box. It's been a long inning for Brooke Billings. She's thrown a lot of pitches. 1-1 tie, top of the third. Almost hit the batter. Ball 1 inside. 1 ball, no strikes on Walter. Thomas More looking to take the lead. Called strike in the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. The light rain has just about stopped now here in Angola. Don't feel very many raindrops right now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Popped up, out of play, third base side. And Billings gets ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stephanie Turner waits on deck for the Saints. First and third for Thomas More, 2 outs. Billings ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And they say that hit her in the batter's box, so the play is over. Walter is still alive, but she's hurting right now. As that one hit her in the leg. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Jim Measle with you in Angola at Trine University, the host of this year's NCAA Division III Regional Tournament. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Billings brings it. Outside, ball 2. 2-2 the count. Katie Luck, the runner, on third. Mamie Salzer is on first. And it's been a long inning for Billings. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be drilled foul down the left field line. Count remains even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, we don't keep a pitch count, but I would imagine Billings has thrown almost 30 pitches this inning. She has really had to work hard. And you wonder if that will affect her any as we make our way down the stretch in this one. 2-2 the count with 2 outs. Another 2-2 pitch is coming. Just missed outside. Full count, 3-2. Luck on third, Salzer on first, 2 outs. 1-1 tie, top of the third. Alex Walter waits. Payoff pitch coming. Called strike 3. Walter out for looking, and the inning is over. Thomas More threatens, but they don't score. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 left. We move to the bottom half of the third here at Trine University in Angola, Indiana, in this NCAA Division III Women's Softball Regional Opening Round game. It's the Thomas More Saints 1 and the Capital Crusaders 1. It'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters due up for Capital in the bottom half of the third: Simpson, Boggs, and Swain. Well, we mentioned this is the second straight year Trine University here in Angola has hosted a major NCAA Division III women's event. Of course, we got the softball regional here this year. Last year at this time, Trine was hosting the NCAA Division III National Women's Golf Tournament on the Zahner Golf Course right next to the softball diamond here. And that was a 4-day event that was quite an accomplishment for the university, and it was a very well-run tournament. Everybody was very happy and very pleased with the way things went during those 4 days. And the weather wasn't bad. All right, bottom half of the third coming up. Caitlin Simpson, the number 9 batter for Capital, steps in. Her first time to the plate this afternoon. 1-1 tie as we move to the bottom half of the third. Ronnie Burns had a long rest on the bench there during that long top half of the third inning for Thomas More, and the first pitch is called a strike, 0-1. Game tied 1-1. Burns goes back to work. And the next pitch is a ball, 1 strike. Simpson batting .341 for the season. 12 RBIs. Ground ball, and the out is recorded at first as the second baseman was playing in. Simpson grounds to the second baseman for out number 1. Top of the order, here's Devin Boggs, who homered over the right field fence her first time up. Boggs, the leading hitter for Capital, entering the tournament. .487 average and a slugging percentage, get this, of .885. That's pretty good. And a high fly ball, deep center field, back to the fence. It's gone! A home run for Devin Boggs, her second of the game. The center fielder for Thomas More, Ashley Fletcher, went back to the fence, leaped, and the ball just got over her glove. And it's a home run for Boggs. And it's 2-1 favor Capital. And believe me, we had a real good view of it. I was about ready to say, Duck Trent! I wonder if somebody's going to hit a ball into that bucket this tournament. One out now. Here's Kelsey Swain. And the first pitch is a ball. And here comes our tournament gopher to get that home run ball. There you are. 1-0 the count, one out, nobody on. That's high for ball two, 2-0 the count. So Capital back into the lead here, 2-1. As Devin Boggs has two solo homers in this game. One to right field, one to center. The 2-0. That's low for ball three. All right, now Ronnie Burns has to settle down after surrendering that home run here. Still a ball game going on. 3-0 the count on Swain. She struck out looking her first time up. And it almost hit her. Or did it hit her? I think it did. And Swain a little bit shaken up there, trying to shake it off. That one got away from Ronnie Burns. Swain hit by the pitch, and she's on first now with one out. One out, a runner on first for Capital. And Trent tells me it hit her in the hand. And that will hurt. She's still trying to shake it off. Majoy bats. Takes the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count. 2-1 Capital here in the bottom half of the third. Devin Brooks with two solo homers for the Crusaders. Light rain has stopped. The umbrellas have been put away for the time being. There's a bunt, and it rolls foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lexi fly to right her first time up. But you go back to that diving catch in left field on Haley Shoemake's drive in the second inning. That diving catch by Leanna Cotton. How big does that look right now? That saved a run for Capital. Well, what happened there? Apparently she left too soon. That's my guess. And that's just a guess. And now we're going to have a discussion. Ann Payne will come out and talk with the home plate umpire. And that was a short discussion. So now we got 2 outs. Bases are empty. 1-1 count on Majoy. 2-1 Capital here in the bottom half of the third. There's a strike called. 1-2 the count. Ronnie Burns trying to get out of this third inning without any more damage being inflicted. 1-2 pitch is on its way. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So that's the inning. But Capital gets the lead back. 1 run on 1 hit. Nobody left. And after 3 innings of play at Trine University here in Angola in this NCAA Division III Regional Women's Softball game, it's the Capital Crusaders 2 and the Thomas More Saints 1. Due up for the Saints in the top of the fourth. It'll be their 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Stephanie Turner, Anna Walter, and Haley Shoemake. Capital playing long ball here this afternoon or early this evening as they have a 2-1 lead entering the fourth inning. Devin Boggs with solo homers in the first and third. A blast over the right field fence in the first inning and a shot over the center field fence that almost wound up in our laps in the third. Thomas Moore scored in the second. First 2 runners reach. Alex Walter singled. Stephanie Turner doubled. And after a pop-out, Haley Shoemake had a sacrifice fly to left center. And if it wasn't for a diving catch by Leanna Cotton, it would have played it 2. Cotton saved a run with a sensational defensive play and prevented that second run from scoring. it did allow Walter to tag up and score on the play. So here we go to the top of the fourth. Stephanie Turner doubled her first time up. Rain has stopped, and it's a bit on the muggy side right now here in Angola. But it has cooled off from earlier when it was about 80 degrees. Here's a pop-up on the first pitch. Is it going to stay in play? Nope, it's out of play into the batter's cage down the third base line. Strike one on Turner. So we got cloudy skies right now here in Angola. The light rain that fell in the bottom half of the second has stopped. And a high fly ball left center field. And Cotton's got a beat on it and makes the catch for out number one. Anna Walter will bat now. She popped to the third baseman her first time up. One out, nobody on base. Brooke Billings, after a long third inning, hoping to get a 1-2-3 outing here in the fourth. First pitch is low and away, ball one. Capital 2, Thomas More 1 here in the top of the fourth inning. Thomas More, the 7th seed. Capital, the number 2 seed. And there's a foul ball on the third base side. We've had two lower seeds beat higher seeds so far today. The big shocker, the number 8 seed, Anderson Ravens, stunning the top seed, Trine Thunder, 5-1. And the other upset, if you want to go by seeds, 6 seed Allegheny knocked off the 3 seed John Carroll 4-0. The next pitch is fouled away on the third base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Anna Walter, the shortstop for Thomas More batting. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on base. Billings brings it. Swung on and missed. Took a little bit off that one. 2 up and 2 down for Thomas More in the top of the fourth. Haley Shoemaker has the only RBI in this game on a sac fly for Thomas More. Steps up now. That came in the second inning, and Shoemaker, for all intents and purposes, was robbed of 2 RBIs and an extra base hit on that sensational diving catch by Leanna Cotton. And there's the third out of the inning. 1, 2, 3 they go. In the top of the fourth, that's what Billings needed after she threw a ton of pitches in the top of the third. Billings puts them down in order in the fourth. After 3.5 here in Angola at Trine University in this NCAA Division III women's softball regional game, it's the Capital Crusaders 2 and the Thomas More Saints 1. Coming up for Capital in the bottom half of the fourth inning, Rose, Cotton, and Staten, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. 4 more games tomorrow. Hopefully, if we have any weather issues overnight, it won't delay things tomorrow morning. We're scheduled to start at 10 tomorrow morning. Weatherman calling for showers later tonight. Showers in the forecast for tomorrow. Forecast improves for Saturday. But Sunday, it's going to feel like autumn. I mean, today it felt like summer with temperatures near 80. Sunday they're calling for highs only in the low 50s, but plenty of sunshine. So the shorts and the T-shirts are going to be replaced by some jackets and sweaters and sweatshirts. It's been a difficult spring weather-wise for a lot of these teams in the Midwest. I mean, but everybody's been in the same boat. You can't do anything about the weather. You just have to work around it. Do the best you can. Mara Rolls leads things off for Capital in the bottom half of the fourth. She singled her first time up. Batting .331, 40 RBIs. She has some pop, has 9 homers this year, and a slugging percentage of .585. Ronnie Burns entering her 4th inning of work for the Thomas More Saints out of Crestview Hills, Kentucky. Thomas More in their blue jerseys here this afternoon. Capital in their white jerseys with the gray pants. For those of you who don't have a color monitor there at home. All right, here we go. Bottom half of the fourth. Rose leads it off. And the first pitch is high for a ball. You know, I'm looking at Capitol's lineup here. Man, they got some bowl game names here. We got a Rose and we got a Cotton. All we need is a sugar and an orange, and we got ourselves the BCS. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two to one. Capitol leads Thomas More as we start the bottom half of the fourth inning. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Burns has allowed 2 runs on 3 hits in 3 innings of work. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Burns gets the strikeout, her second in a row. And that's 4 strikeouts now for Burns. Leanna Cotton bats. She's 0 for 1 in this game. Fly to center her first time up. Outfield playing her to pull. And a high fly ball going out of play, foul on the third base side. Heads up down there. 1 strike on Cotton. 1 out, nobody on base here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Capitol 2, Thomas More 1. Swing and a miss. And Burns in control now. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh, and 2 the count. They set up outside and a waste pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cotton back in the box. 1 and 2 the count. 1 out, nobody on base. High fly ball. This one's well tagged. Deep left, back towards the fence. It's out of here! 3 home runs for Capitol today. That one winds up in the parking lot. Leanna Cotton with a sensational defensive play to save a run, and now she delivers a solo homer over the left field fence. And Capitol has gone on top 3-1. Here's Brooklyn Staten. Capitol playing long ball. As a team now, that's 41 homers for the Crusaders this season. And for Cotton, that's her 8th homer of the campaign. Next batter is scheduled to be Brooklyn Staten. Left-hand batter, she's in there now. 1 out, nobody on base. 3-1, Capitol up by 2. Ground ball, third baseman. Now they say a foul ball. Apparently a hitter in the box. Or was it fielded in foul territory? Whatever, it's a foul ball. Again, we're broadcasting from center field, so a few things are blocked from our view, and that was one of them. Another foul, third base side. Apparently that first one, the ball rolled in the foul territory. That's what I'm guessing. 0-2 the count. So we've had 3 solo homers in this game for Capitol, and they lead 3-1. Wow, the center fielder is really shallow here and left to center. There's a ball. I mean, the center fielder, Ashley Fletcher, is almost a 5th infielder. That's how shallow she is. 1-2 the count, 1 out, nobody on base. The pitch. Popped up. And playable. Third baseman squeezes it for the second out as it was caught by Alex Walter. 2 away now. Sarah Nist bats. She struck out her first time up, 0 for 1. 2 homers for Devin Boggs and a solo homer for Leanna Cotton. That's all the scoring for Capitol thus far. They're ahead 3-1 here in the bottom half of the fourth. And a foul back to the backstop. Strike 1. Looking ahead to the Thomas More 5th, they'll have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up. Burns, Luck, and Fletcher. 2 outs, nobody on base. One strike on Nist. Line to the second base, or the shortstop on one hop. Throw to first in time as the play is made by Anna Walter for the final out. But Capital gets a run in the bottom half of the fourth inning. One run on one hit. And nobody left. We have played 4 innings at Trine University in Angola in this last game of the day, opening day of the Division III Women's Softball Regional Tournament. We move to the 5th inning, and it's the Capital Crusaders 3, the Thomas More Saints 1. Once again, it'll be Burns, Luck, and Fletcher due up for Thomas More in the top of the 5th inning. Scored. Again, all the Capital runs on solo homers, 2 of them by Devin Boggs and Leanna Cotton with a solo blast over the left field fence. Light rain fell earlier. It's stopped now. We're dry, but the clouds remain. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get this game in without any serious weather issues. There are some showers in the area, but nothing of a significance. Certainly nothing to stop play. All right, top of the 5th inning. And Ronnie Burns will bat. She struck out swinging her first time up. 5th inning of work for Brooke Billings, who now is pitching with a 2-run lead. 3-1 Capital over Thomas More as we enter the top of the 5th. First pitch is low, ball 1. And the 1-0. That's called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jim Mizo here at Trine University in Angola, along with our producer, director, cameraman, engineer, sound man, Trent Lewis, outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Gopher, crane operator, chief crane operator. Here's a ground ball to short. And there's the out at first. Yes. The out recorded. Shortstop Devin Boggs fielded the ball cleanly, but had some trouble getting the ball out of her glove, and that kind of made things more adventuresome at first base. But the out is recorded, 6-3. 1 up and 1 down. Here in the top of the 5th inning, Katie Luck doubled, but was stranded at third in the 3rd inning. 3rd inning was really the only inning Billings struggled. Well, she struggled in the 2nd when she surrendered the run, but it looks like Billings is settling down now. She has set down 5 in a row. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thomas More left a runner in scoring position in the 2nd. Left another runner in scoring position in the 3rd. Swing and a miss, and Billings looks like she's in a good groove now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the order, Ashley Fletcher waits on deck. 3-1 Capital, top of the 5th inning. Don't forget to log on again tomorrow. We'll be with you all day, starting at 10 in the morning. If you're in Angola, come on out. This has been an excellent day of women's softball here at Trine University. Strike 3. Luck with a tentative swing there for strike 3. 2 outs. Ashley Fletcher bats now. She tapped to the pitcher and in sacrifice, so officially she's 0 for 1 in this game. 2 outs with nobody on base, and Billings has set down the last 6 in a row. Top of the order, Fletcher with 2 outs and nobody on. Ball 1 outside. Oh, they call that a strike. I'm sorry. Bit of a late call from our home plate umpire. Up with the right hand a bit late. Fooled me. Strike 1 on Fletcher. Ground ball in the hole. Bobbled by the shortstop. No play. That ball hit deep in the hole, and Boggs would have been... That would have been a tough play for Boggs to throw Fletcher out. Let's give Fletcher a hit there, even though Boggs bobbled it. I'll give Fletcher a hit. Be interesting to see how the official scorer decided that one. but I think Fletcher gets a hit there. Here's Hannah Curtis. 0 for 2, has fly to right, pop to third. 2 outs. First pitch is called a ball. 1-0 the count. 3-1 Capital for Thomas More. 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the 1-0. Strike called in the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Fletcher reaching. That ended a streak of 6 straight retired by Billings. 2 outs, a runner on first. And a high fly ball towards the line and left. And Cotton gets over to make the catch for the final out. That's all for Thomas More in the top of the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 runner left. We move to the bottom half of the 5th inning here in Angola at Trine University. Capital leads Thomas More by a score of 3-1. Once again, Thomas More, the number 7 seed in this tournament. And we'll give you some of their stats here. We got a chance to find. Here we are. Alex Walters, their leading hitter, batting .470 for the season. They don't hit as many home runs as Capital does. They, as a team, have only 8 home runs for the season, 4 of them by Haley Shoemake. Mamie Salzer leads the team in RBIs with 28. But as a team, they're batting .285. Ronnie Burns, the pitcher today for Thomas More, 14-8 record with an ERA of 1.87. As a staff, their ERA is a sparkling 2.20. That's pretty good. So for Capital in the bottom half of the 5th inning, it'll be Neely, Simpson, and Boggs due up, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, as Capital has a 3-1 lead as we move to the bottom half of inning number 5 here in Angola. Katie Neely bats now. Grounded to short her first time up, and that's going to be a foul ball and unplayable. Strike 1. 3 solo homers for Capital, and that's why they're on top, 3-1 here in the bottom half of the 5th over Thomas More. Winner plays at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Loser has to come back and play an elimination game at noon tomorrow. There's the pitch, low and away for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4th and final game of this opening day of play here at the NCAA Division III Regional Women's Softball Tournament. Here's a fly ball in the right center field. That's going to be a mess of trouble, and all the way to the fence it goes. And that's extra bases, a leadoff double for Katie Neely. Hit number 5 for the Crusaders on the afternoon. 4 of them for extra bases. That's Neely's 3rd double of the season. Caitlin Simpson bats now. She grounded the second her first time up, but more than likely she'll be bunting here to try and get that runner over the third. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Neely on second, nobody out. Capital already leading 3-1 here in the bottom half of the 5th, looking to add to their lead. Runner on second, nobody out. Ronnie Burns brings it. Strike 2 called, and Burns ahead 0-2. Top of the order, Devin Boggs waits on deck. Boggs already with 2 homers on the afternoon. 0-2 the count. Here it comes. Ball outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Those 2 homers for Boggs, giving her 14 for the season. Here's the 1-2 upcoming. And it's a foul. Count stays at 1-2. Bottom half of the 5th inning in this opening round game of the NCAA Division III Regional Tournament in Angola. Capital on top of Thomas More, 3-1. Runner on second, 1-2 count on Simpson, and Simpson fouls it off, stays alive, still 1-2. Simpson, a .341 hitter. Started all 44 games this year for Capital. Another 1-2 pitch coming. And another foul ball. Spoiled another good pitch. Stays alive at 1-2. Capital 3, Thomas More 1, bottom half of the fifth inning. Wind blowing from the right field foul pole over towards the left field foul pole right now. That one is foul. The count remains at 1-2 as Simpson is giving Burns a real battle. It's Burns against Simpson. Excellent. Another 1-2 pitch. Outside for ball 2. Oh, my goodness. You can have a lot of fun with this matchup now. Burns against Simpson. 2-2 the count here in the bottom half of the fifth. Nobody out. Here it comes. Ball 3. 3-2 the count. Simpson has worked the count full after falling behind. Runner on second, nobody out. Payoff pitch coming. In front of the plate, Burns will get the out at first. The runner moves to third. So Capital is successful. Burns retires Simpson. Excellent. Nothing like fun at the old ballpark. Here's Devin Boggs with 2 homers in this game. Well, would they walk him? I think they're going to walk. Yeah, they're going to walk her. She will not get a chance to hit a third home run. They're going to put her on intentionally here. There's ball 2. And that will leave it up to Kelsey Swain, who was hit by a pitcher last time up on the hand. Capital on top 3-1 here in the bottom half of the fifth. That wind is picking up now, and it's really starting to cool off. Here comes ball 4. There it is. So an intentional walk to Boggs. Neely is on third, Boggs on first, 1 out. Kelsey Swain has struck out and has been hit by a pitch. 0 for 1 in this game. Capital looking to break it open here in the bottom half of the fifth. They got runners in the corners with 1 out. I still can't get over that. We had Simpson against Burns there. It's almost kind of like having Potter against Bailey. All right, the second baseman is well in. That's Curtis. They're expecting something. It's a ball, or they called it a strike. I'm sorry. Again, a review of the home plate umpire block, and a strike goes up on the board. 0-1 the count on Swain. First and third for Capital. 1 out here in the bottom half of the fifth. They lead 3-1. Looking for more. Chopper on the left side. Shortstop goes to first in time. Throw to second. Goes in the left field. A run has scored. Going to third base. There goes Boggs. She's making the turn for home, and there'll be no play. 2-run score on that play. And Capital has broken it open now. 5-1 is the score. So Swain is out. Scoring on the ground out was Neely, and then Boggs came all the way home following the error. Give Swain an RBI. 2 runs in, 2 out, nobody on base. Capital up by 4 now, 5-1 over Thomas More. And Lexi Majoy bats now with 2 outs and the base is empty. She's 0 for 2, fly to right and struck out. First pitch is in for a strike. It all started with Neely's double into the gap in right center. They got her over the third. She came home on the ground out, and then Boggs, who was intentionally walked, Came all the way home on an error. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 big insurance runs for Capital here in the bottom half of the 5th. They are in command 5-1 over Thomas More. And it's starting to get late. 2 balls and a strike on Majoy. Rose waits on deck. Wind picking up, and it's definitely cooled off out here. I'd say by about 10 degrees. There's a foul ball out of play. 2-2 the count. Trent, you may need that windbreaker by the time we're done here. After it got up to 80 earlier, it was above 80. It got a little bit warmer than expected. They were calling for highs about 78, and we had a temperature reading of 81 mid-afternoon. Called strike 3, and the inning is over. But the damage has been done by the Crusaders of Capital. They get 2 more runs in the inning on 1 hit, an error, and nobody left. We have played 5 innings here in Angola at Trine University. Your score now, the Capital Crusaders 5 and the Thomas More Saints 1. And due up for Thomas More in the top of the 6th inning, Salzer, Alex Walter, and Turner. So unless Thomas More can rally here in the late innings, they'll have to play an elimination game tomorrow against John Carroll. That'll be a 12 noon start. And obviously, if Capital can hold on and win, they will face Allegheny in a 4 o'clock game tomorrow afternoon. At 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, the elimination game will pit the top seed Trine University Thunder after they were stunned earlier today by Anderson, the 8 seed. Trine will be facing Mount Union, the 5 seed. Mount Union lost earlier today to Aurora 2-1. As Aurora came back to win that game. Again, the noon game will have John Carroll against the loser of this contest. At 2 o'clock tomorrow, Anderson will face Aurora, and then Allegheny will face the winner of this game between Capital and Thomas More in the 4 o'clock game. We'll have 4 more games on Saturday. 2 are scheduled for Sunday, with a game on Monday morning in case it's needed in this double elimination tournament. Winner of this regional tournament moves on to the national finals in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. All right. Salzer leads it off for Thomas More. She walked her last time up. Earlier she fouled out. She's 0 for 1. Brooke Billings pitching with a 4-run lead, and there's a drive. Foul into the bullpen down the left field line. Strike 1 on Salzer. She smoked it but pulled it foul. Billings now working with a 4-run lead here in the top of the 6th. The 1-strike pitch. There's a drive into left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. So Salzer is on for the 2nd straight time in this game. A leadoff single here in the top of the 6th. Thomas More has their leadoff batter on base. They need to mount a rally here now, down 4 runs. And the next batter is Alex Walter. She's a junior from Lebanon, Ohio. Takes the first pitch low, ball 1. Went to Lebanon High School. Down 4 runs. I don't think she's going to be bunting here. She's going to get a pitch and drive it somewhere. There's a ground ball on the left side. It's going to be knocked down deep in the hole, but no play. And Alex Walter has her 2nd hit of this game. An infield single, and here come the Saints fighting back. Salzer is on 2nd. Walter is on 1st. First 2 batters have reached on singles. Stephanie Turner will bat now. She is 1 for 2 in this game with a double. And a conference in the circle for the Crusaders infield and defense. Well, just when it looked like Capital was well in control of this game, back comes Thomas More. They have their first 2 batters on base here in the top of the 6th inning. 1st and 2nd with nobody out. Stephanie Turner, the next batter for the Saints. Stephanie Turner steps in now. She is a junior from Franklin, Ohio. Went to Castle High School. Well, the conversation has been broken up in the circle. Saints trying to build some momentum here now. They have runners on first and second with nobody out. Turner, 1 for 2. Ground ball, the third, out at third, and out at second. They got a double play. Turner hit it hard, but right to the third baseman, Nist, who stepped on the bag, retired Salza, threw on to second to retire Walter. They get 2 out. Turner on first. Oh, they call her safe at second. I'm sorry. They call the runner safe at second. So they get the out on Salzer, 5 unassisted for the first out. Walter is ruled safe at second. The next batter is Anna Walter, and she takes a strike. 1 out. First and second, 1 out. Hot shot foul. 2 strikes now in the batter, Walter, who is 0 for 2 in this game. Anna batting .277, has 17 RBIs this season. Runner on second. Okay. Oh, okay. That I see. We still have Turner batting. All right, now my scorecard is all messed up. There's strike 3. She's out now for the first out. All right. Salzer on second. Walter is the runner on first. Turner strikes out. I'm confused. Anna Walter bats now. And there's a foul ball on the third base side, strike 1. What do they call it? An illegal pitch there on that play? Well, whatever. Yeah. The one where I thought it was a double play, but they. High fly ball, left field, well hit, and Cotton makes the catch for out number 2. Anna Walter hit it deep, but not deep enough. So, after getting the first 2 runners on base, Thomas Moore's momentum stalling here, and Haley Shoemake will bat. And Shoemake hits a foul ball on the third base side for strike 1. Sorry if I got all confused there in that one play, and bottom line here, folks, we got Salzer on second, Walter on first. That pitch is low and inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Still 5-1 Capital over Thomas More here in the top of the 6th inning with 2 outs. Ground ball foul, third base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Brooke Billings, after allowing the first 2 runners to get on base, has come back to get the next 2 batters and is 1 strike from getting her team into the dugout here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. One-two pitch coming. That's high for a ball, 2-2 the count. Outfield playing straight away against Shoemake. The pitch. High for ball 3. 1 more base runner, and Thomas Moore will have the tying run at the plate. So a big pitch upcoming here. 3-2 the count with 2 outs. And the payoff pitch comes. Popped up foul out of play. Third base side. We'll do it all over again. Ronnie Burns waits on deck. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Capital 5. Thomas More 1. Here it comes. Ground ball foul. Third base side. Count remains full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Billings trying to end the inning. And another foul. And the tension builds. Shoemake stays alive again. The DP today for Thomas More. First and second for the Saints. With 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. They're down 5-1. Here comes another payoff pitch from Billings. A high fly ball behind the bag at third. Squeezed by the shortstop. Boggs for out number 3. So Thomas More threatens, but they don't score. They get the first 2 runners on base, but can't do anything with those base runners. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. After 5.5 innings of play, it's the Capital Crusaders 5 and the Thomas More Saints 1. And due up for Capital in the bottom half of the 6th inning, Rolls, Cotton, and Staten. Well, recapping the scoring thus far, Capital broke on top 1-0 in the bottom half of the 1st inning on a solo homer by Devin Boggs over the right field fence. Thomas More tied the game in the top of the 2nd on a sacrifice fly by Haley Shoemake, which featured an outstanding catch by Leanna Cotton, and that play by Cotton saved a run. Capital went back on top in the bottom half of the 3rd on another solo homer by Devin Boggs, this one over the center field fence. The Crusaders got another run in the bottom half of the 4th, a 1-out home run over the left field fence by Leanna Cotton. And then the Capital got 2 in the bottom half of the 5th. Leadoff double by Neely. She went to 3rd on a ground out to the pitcher. And after Boggs was intentionally walked, Neely came home on a ground out, and Boggs came home on an error. So that's where we stand right now. 5-1 Capital over Thomas More. Thomas More has 6 hits. Capital has 5 hits, but Capital has made better use of their hits as they have a 5-1 lead. Morrow Rolls leads it off, has singled and struck out, 1 for 2. First pitch is high and away from Ronnie Burns, ball 1. Well, the Capital Crusaders showing their home run power in this game with 3 of them. 5-1 lead, and they're 3 outs away from advancing in this regional tournament. There's a foul back out of play, 1 ball, 1 strike. If you want to look ahead to the 7th inning for Thomas More, their last chance, they'll have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up. Burns, Luck, and Fletcher. That's if there are no pinch hitters. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball 2 outside. 2 rolls. Two and 1 the count. The next pitch is low for ball 3, 3-1. Three-one pitch upcoming for Morrow Rose. Ground ball, diving stop at third. Across the diamond it goes in time. Oh, an eye-popping play there by Alex Walter at third base for Thomas More. There's a defensive gem right there. 1 up and 1 down in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And I'll tell you what, one thing you notice here when we get to the regionals, you do see some sparkling defense. Here's Leanna Cotton, homered her last time up to left field. Fly to center her first time. Ground ball to short. Easy play, and she's out 6-3. Anna Walter throwing on to Turner at first base for the putout. 2 up and 2 down now for Capital in the bottom half of the 6th. Brooklyn Staten will bat. She's popped out twice to the third baseman, 0 for 2. 5-1. Or are we going to get a pinch hitter? It looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter here for Staten. And since she's about 200 feet away, we'll have to wait for the announcement here from the PA guy. And it'll be Romero batting. Lacey Romero batting for the Crusaders. First pitch to Romero is high for a ball. 1-0 the count. 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Romero batting .289. 9 RBIs and a homer this year. The 1-0 pitch. Ball 2, 2-0 the count on Romero. Capital leading Thomas More 5-1 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Cloudy skies, but we're dry right now. We did have a light shower earlier during the 2nd inning. The 2-0. That's in for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. After a soggy month of April here in Angola, where the city got nearly 8 inches of rain, it's been dry so much so far in the month of May. That pitch is low for ball 3, 3-1. We mentioned earlier how cold it's going to be on Sunday. They're expecting highs only around 50. Sunday night, we may hit the freezing mark for low temperatures and get some frost on May the 13th. There's a drive in the right field. It's going to be a base hit. Throw to first, not in time. Romero has a single. Hit number 6 for Capital. The hits are even now at 6 apiece. Sarah Nistis, the next scheduled hitter. And I think we're going to get another pinch hitter here, or we're going to get a runner. We are going to get a pinch runner at first base. Staten re-enters the game, all right? So Staten re-enters the game at first base. Nist Best, she's 0 for 2 in this game, has struck out and grounded to short. Staten on first with 2 outs. Capital on top of Thomas More, 5-1 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And a high pop foul out of play, strike 1. Again, Thomas More will have the 8, 9-1 hitters due up. They'll be down by at least 4 runs when they come up to bat in the 7th. Capital leading 5-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 2. 0-2 the count. Outfield playing Nist to pull. 0-2 the count with 2 outs. And there's a pitch outside for a ball. Fish weren't biting. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3 solo homers for Capital, the difference in this game. They're leading 5-1. Ground ball to third. And the throw across is in time. Inning is over. As Alex Walter makes the play at third base, throws on to Turner for the out. No runs for Capital in the bottom half of inning number 6. 1 hit, 1 runner left. As Capital has had at least 1 hit in 5 of the 6 innings here tonight. So after 6 innings of play, your score is the Capital Crusaders 5, the Thomas More Saints 1. And again, due up for Thomas More in the top of the 7th, the 8, 9-1 hitters, Ronnie Burns, Katie Luck, and Ashley Fletcher. The Saints will need a rally here. They're down 4, and they need 4 to tie and 5 to go ahead. 4 more games tomorrow starting at 10 o'clock Eastern. That's our schedule. Hopefully things won't be delayed in case we get some weather overnight. And as I say that, I just felt a little drop of rain on my right hand. Showers are in the area right now. More rain expected later tonight and overnight. Wind picking up a little bit now, blowing in from right field. Here's Ronnie Burns, 0 for 2 in this game. Has struck out and grounded to short. Brooke Billings trying to get the complete game victory now for the Crusaders of Capital. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Leading by 4 runs. Billings' number 1 objective here is to throw strikes, especially to the last 2 hitters in the batting order. Hot shot to short, scooped up, throw to first, in time. That's the shortstop, Devin Boggs, Flashing the glove there. 2 home runs. Boggs has made a couple of nice plays in the field as well. 1 up and 1 down. That's what you want to do when you're leading in the late innings. Get that leadoff batter out of there. Katie Luck bats now. She's 1 for 2 with a double to right center field. Ground ball to second. And out at first. Luck hustling all the way, almost beat it out. She was out by about a half step. So 2 up and 2 down. And Capital is 1 out away from moving on to the 4 o'clock game tomorrow against Allegheny. Fletcher bats now. Ashley is 1 for 2 in this game with a sacrifice. The first pitch is a ball. 5-1 Capital here in the top of the 7th. They're 1 out away from a win here. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, nobody on base. Billings throws. Calls strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Capital looking for their 35th victory of the season. They're 1 out away from achieving that. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Up the middle, knocked down by Billings, and that's the ball game. Billings puts him down in order to end it. And your final score here at Trine University in this NCAA Division III Regional Women's Softball Contest. The Capital Crusaders 5 and the Thomas More Saints 1. So, your schedule for tomorrow looks like this. Elimination games at 10 o'clock, Trine against Mount Union. And at noon, John Carroll against Thomas More. And then at 2 o'clock in the winner's bracket, Anderson takes on Aurora. And Allegheny will be facing Capital at 4. Capital improves to 35-10 with the win. Thomas More drops to 24-18. Hope you enjoyed the action. Once again, your final score tonight here in Angola, Indiana, at Trine University in this NCAA Women's Softball Division III regional game. The Capital Crusaders 5 and the Thomas More Saints 1. And now for our director-producer, Trent Lewis, I'm Jim Measle saying, have a good night, everybody.